But yeah, the game, it was, I don't know, very lackluster until you got to the second half. Those halftime adjustments really kicked in there.
Yeah.
Like Billy said, it's more like panic mode for it. But yeah, very lackluster game. Super Bowl or super busted. I'm leaning more towards super busted.
Microphone check 1, 2, 3. Tuning into what's hot like a cup of tea.
All right, everybody, it's done. The NFL football season is over. We capped off with Super Bowl 60. It's in the books, y'all. What's not in the books is us. I'm not very smart. I'm not into books. Our wives are. I think all of our wives are into books, but that's not our gig. Our gig is this right here. We talk. We talk a lot of bullshit. So welcome back to the Burp, where we do just that. We talk bullshit. We're going to do that today. We're going to talk about Super Bowl 60. We're going to talk about everything that was in the commercials. Super Bowl 61. Is there possibly a conspiracy theory there? We're going to talk about, we do need to follow up on Giannis, some more news on Giannis for the Milwaukee Bucks. And we kind of want to talk about 2026, the NFL Hall of Fame. Did somebody get snubbed again? Probably. So we're going to talk about all that stuff in this episode. But first of all, I need to welcome these guys, Luca, Billy. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, I did it right.
You did it right. I know. I got it on the first try too. I had to think opposite like that way.
You kind of helped me out with that one.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome back to the Burp, guys. How's your week been? It's been a week since I've seen your pretty faces. So
yeah, it's been I can't believe how fast time flew. It's already that time of the day to be back here doing this again.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I mean, let's not hold off the suspense any longer. I know there are, 6 or 7 people that are waiting to hear this.
Man.
So, or 8, 9, So here we go. Let's kick this off, guys. Are you ready to kick off the Burp?
Yes, sir.
All right. Topic 1. We're actually going to talk about Super Bowl 60 and the Seattle Seahawks just absolutely manhandling the New England Patriots. First thoughts, what are you guys thinking? Billy, let's start with you on this one. What was your takeaway from Super Bowl 60 and how the Seattle Seahawks just came in there? And I mean, the New England Patriots had no chance. So Go ahead and start us off.
Boring. It started off real boring, but it got a little exciting in the mid and third quarter. It was great. Company was great. Thanks for hosting us.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think the kicker should have been the MVP for the Seahawks. I think Mr. Myers should have been the MVP. He scored more points. So
absolutely, 100% agree.
And I think the reason why is because he's the one that gave them that lead since both offenses were doing nothing. Yeah. That's what put the Patriots in panic mode, caused the turnovers where the Seahawks could revert back to the running game where Kenneth Walker stepped up. So that's my thinking of everything. So congratulations to the Seahawks. I did pick them to win. I placed a bet on the game. I pulled in my inner Luca.
Oh,
I put a bet on the game.
Okay.
Anybody want to guess how much I won?
$50.
0.
100.
I won. So it's not 0. I won $4.
Woo!
Yep.
Break it. Come on, here you go.
Yep.
There you go.
And I have a conspiracy on the app that I used to bet on when we talk later in the show, I have a conspiracy about one of the topics.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I did my homework this week, guys.
Perfect. All right. Billy, thank you for that. Luca, let's get your thoughts on what did you take from watching Super Bowl 60? What are your thoughts?
Well, I thought it was pretty interesting how the first person in the end zone in the football game was Bad Bunny at halftime. That kind of wraps up what kind of game it was, especially for the first half. I agree with Billy. That kicker should have been the MVP of the game. He just so happens to be my fantasy kicker as well. Did nothing for me for winning the championship, like Billy's kicker, who helped him get one. But yeah, the game, it was, I don't know, very lackluster until you got to the second half. Those halftime adjustments really kicked in there.
Yeah.
Like Billy said, it's more like panic mode for it. But yeah, very lackluster game. Super Bowl or super busted. I'm leaning more towards super busted.
Okay. All right. Fair thoughts. Fair thoughts. I appreciate you guys' thought. I kind of wanted to dive into a few more things here. A little bit that I wanted to bring up here was you talked a little bit about Bad Bunny there. I think we need to talk about the original Bad Bunny. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, do you guys have any idea who that might be? It's Lola Bunny. That's the original Bad Bunny right there. Okay. And kudos to Antonio Brown for finally getting something right. All right. He posted this. Now that is the original Bad Bunny. Okay. So,
Oh, man, I can hear too much fap into this already.
that is Jessica Rabbit, by the way. Okay. So I will, whatever, let's move on from that. What were your guys' thoughts about the halftime show? So I kind of wanted to lead into that. Billy, let's start with you. What was your thoughts on the halftime show? Because where we were, I was hosting, right? We left on Bad Bunny and we watched that instead of watching the Turning Point halftime show. So we just watched Bad Bunny. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I really didn't like it. It's nothing political. It's nothing like that. I just don't like the music, first of all. Secondly, I think the performance was a little bad. I mean, it was a cool how he's kind of walking through the maze. He walked the whole field. I wonder how many steps he got during that performance. But what I didn't like was all the people that were dressed as the trees or the shrubs or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was blocking the view of Bad Bunny walking through the maze. And I think it was kind of jipping people in the stands from seeing what was going on. Of course, I'm sure it was on the Jumbotron, but I know when I go to a sports game, I'm not looking at the Jumbotron. I'm looking at the field,
right,
and whatnot. But, I mean, he's one of the hottest artists out there. He's got a lot of fans. He does good for himself. So I get why they put someone that's a trending music artist and someone that has blown up the way he does. So, I mean, it just makes sense. I would like to see something that's more rockish. I think I'm jumping on the bandwagon of everybody out there saying that Metallica should do it because I think that would be awesome. And that would have been fitting considering they're from Northern California and that's where the Super Bowl was.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
I guess I shouldn't say they're from there. They are from Southern California, but they moved to Northern California because they didn't like the hair metal scene in the 80s. So they so whatever. I digress. I think it should have been something more like that. Granted, you had Green Day open it up in the beginning. They're from that area too, but whatever. My long-winded is saying meh.
Meh. Okay. All right. So that's good because you had a totally different perspective on this. And so now I want to shift to Luca, who is in fact a Bad Bunny fan. So let's get your thoughts on how what you thought his performance was for Super Bowl 60 halftime show.
Ah, man, I love Bad Bunny. I wanted more Bad Bunny. The performance, the message behind it was pretty cool. I look at the halftime show for the Easter eggs, like Lamar last year. He had so many Easter eggs. Most of them were disses on Drake. This one was different. Easter eggs is more on love. You could see like as he was dancing in front of that house, you had Pedro Pascal behind him. He had a bunch of other celebrities behind him there of ethnic descent. There's a message about like, hey, love is stronger than hate. That was pretty cool. There was a real wedding on stage there. How dope was that?
That was real.
Was that real?
Yeah, that was real. But like, I gotta agree with Billy. Like, it was kind of choppy in how they got from point A to point B. The other singers that they had there, like what was it, Lady Gaga, and believe it or not, that was Ricky Martin in there too. That was pretty cool. You had some famous Latino boxers in there as well, or Latin boxers. I look for the Easter eggs. So as far as trying to pick out all that stuff, that was fun. The performance was cool just because I enjoy his music. But it was choppy. It was tough to like kind of get a good vantage point of some of it unless you were watching it on TV. Like I saw the videos of people at the Super Bowl and all they can do. Yeah, I like the meme where they're like, it's like watching the neighbor's party that you weren't invited to, looking over the bushes and everything. I was just like, man, I would have been so pissed to have paid 10 grand to sit that close and be so excited for Bad Bunny and not be able to see it. I flat out told my wife, I was like, man, had Green Bay been there, I would have full out blown my like whole entire savings to go to the game. But I wouldn't have been able to see Bad Bunny. The whole reason that I would have wanted to go other than seeing Green Bay. So Yeah, 50-50. I do like Billy's assessment of having somebody like Metallica in there. I think that would be cool. I do like seeing some of the older artists in there. I think we do need to get back to that because it's been a lot of what's right now. And I think it's all for viewership. I
Sure.
would like to see Metallica. Who doesn't want to see Metallica play? That would be I can't think of anybody else. That'd be a good one.
You know,
Okay.
I'll add on one thing too, is that you can tell that the way Bad Bunny's performance was choreographed, it was made for TV. It was made for the world to see, not the people there in person. So
No.
visually, I mean, yeah, like I said, it was cool walking through the maze, but you can tell it was made for strictly the millions or whatever viewers at home.
It was still choppy though, even on TV, because it was like here, there, and then all of a sudden the cameraman would keep messing up here and there. I was like, man, it could have been better.
Yeah, I agree.
We needed more music though. Definitely more music. There's a couple songs I was hoping to hear.
All right. No, I appreciate you guys' feedback on the Super Bowl 60 halftime show. I'm curious to see who is going to be next year's, right? Super Bowl 61 down in SoFi, so another California Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens there. So as if we're going to try, let's swing back to the Super Bowl here. One thing I thought was kind of a neat thought, I guess, is just that the Super Bowl 60 that the Patriots were in was actually their 6th loss. So they have the most Super Bowl losses in Super Bowl history. This started back from Super Bowl 20 when they lost to the Bears. Then Drew Bledsoe lost to the Packers in 31. Tom Brady lost 3 of them. And now Drake May lost 1. So just a neat little tidbit there. So instead of becoming the team with the most Super Bowl wins in 7, they really have the most Super Bowl losses in 6. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Could you imagine making it to 13 Super Bowls? That's crazy. Billy, why don't you start on this one? What are your thoughts? 13 Super Bowls.
Drew Bledsoe's face mask is so ugly.
Oh.
What an ugly face mask. It's tough, but look at how many they've won, I guess. Could you imagine if Brady didn't lose those 3?
Yeah.
I mean, he's already revered as the GOAT. Could you imagine how many other people would just be like drooling over that if he actually won those 3?
Oh man. Yeah.
I guess it just bodes the question, would you rather go and see your team lose and just say that we've been there, or say, I don't want to deal with those losses, I wish we were never there? I look at it as going Super Bowl 32 when the Packers lost to the Broncos. That still breaks my Packers heart.
Yep.
Where I'm just like, looking back on, like, it was still cool. The hype though was so cool. The build up was so cool.
So fun.
The Packers went back to back and everything like that. So, as a non-Patriots fan, I guess I really don't care that much. But I guess I'm leaning more towards it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all.
Well played. Well played. I'll hop on that one, as I absolutely would love to have seen the Packers just the NFC Championship games that we've lost in the last 10 years, from 2014 on up, basically. If we would have won those, it would have been such a different story, right? We at least, even if we would have gone to the Super Bowl and lost, we at least would have been in the Super Bowl. And you made a good point about the hype. There's that 2 weeks of knowing and preparing that your team is in the Super Bowl. So at least we get to play in the last game of the year. And to me, I think winning the NFC Championship game is as good as losing the Super Bowl, right? Like, you're at least there. So I'm great question, Billy. Luca, I want to get your thoughts on what do you think about going to 13 Super Bowls, and what's your thought on Billy's question about, is it better to go and lose? Let us know. What are you thinking?
You play for one game and one game only. It's the last game of the year, the Super Bowl. Whether you win or lose, it's about getting there. It pisses me off even more how many times we went to the NFC Championship and choked. That pisses me off more than actually going. If we go, because I look back at 32, I'm like, man, we lost. It sucks. But man, the way we lost with Elway diving, just getting spun around, like, okay, that's one way to like lose. With Tom Brady and how many times he lost, like, you got to look at the ways he lost. Like a helmet catch, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, it's some crazy ways that he lost. And he's definitely way better than self-claimed LeBron, only winning 4 championships out of how many he went to. So, I mean, you got to look at how many times he's won versus lost. Yeah, it's still pretty cool to at least have gone there. All those years of just pissing everybody off for by going to the Super Bowl, and you just like, fuck the Patriots. I mean, to this day, fuck the Patriots. And it's not even fucking Tom Brady. So it's so different. So great for the revenge of Seattle to not pass on the 1 yard line, but at the same time, could you imagine had the Patriots won off of picking them off at the 1 yard line again? Christian Gonzalez running it back. You can't be mad at that. So if the Packers could do that, great. We all know that Jordan Love's going to throw the game anyways, so it is what it is.
All right. Great feedback from you guys. So you kind of brought up something I want to dig a little bit deeper in there is getting to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of times where teams will get to the Super Bowl, specifically players, and they'll be young enough. And we kind of talked a little bit about this offline too. Is like, you know what? Like, oh, he's young. He's young. He'll probably make it back, right? Like, and he's got to be kind of thinking that too. And that's kind of what bit Dan Marino as well, is like, hey, I'm going to make it back. Well, here's a list of people, quarterbacks per se, that they've made it to one and they haven't made it back. We have on there Matty Ice, right? Matt Ryan never made it back. Cam Newton never made it back. Kaepernick, McNabb, Burrow hasn't made it back yet. Goff hasn't. Purdy, Jimmy G, all these guys have not made it back. Aaron Rodgers isn't on that list, but he never made it back to one. So of this list and the people that we know about, who surprises you that they never got back? And again, Marino should be on that list too, right? Who surprises you that they never made it back? And or is there someone here that you think will make it back? No doubt about it. Billy, let's start with you.
Dan Marino's the obvious one because he's always the one that's referred to as one of the best to ever play the position in the game, but it's always, you never got a ring. So that's the easy one. I guess looking at this list, it's kind of like, holy crap, there are a lot of good quarterbacks that never got back or haven't been back yet. I'm looking at this list, and just out of this list provided, I think Burrow will be back.
Oh, okay.
I just think he's got the killer instinct in it. I think Goff would be back. I mean, Purdy would be back. Jimmy G, whatever.
Right, as a backup, go back.
Yeah, I think those three would get back at some point, but I think that just goes to show you how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl, how hard it is to be perfect in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl, and how much of a team sport it really is, because people will give shit to the Dan Marinos of the world or the ones that are no longer in the NFL that never got back. But it's just like, even the Aaron Rodgers case. Aaron Rodgers could play defense. He couldn't, he wasn't out there trying to stop Larry Fitzgerald.
Right.
So it just shows you what a team sport it really is and how everybody needs to be firing on all the same cylinders and executing to get there. So Cam Newton, whatever, maybe jump on that fumble, bro. I mean, you could have never got back, but you maybe could have won it. So who knows?
Yeah. Just jump on the fumble. Luca, what are your thoughts? Who do you see as a surprise here that never got back, or do you think someone will still get back? What are your thoughts on this?
You can't even utter the words Aaron Rodgers for this list because he at least won a Super Bowl. Hasn't been back. Every single one of these players never won one. So I mean,
that's a good point.
Apologies to Aaron Rodgers. You at least got one Super Bowl.
Fuck you. We're just Packers fans, just wanting him to win more.
Right.
I mean, he might if he comes back with McCarthy. That could be cool.
But you're right. You're right.
Looking at the list of the guys who never made it back, like McNabb, I mean, man, that's kind of sucks. Matty Ice had some good teams. I don't know how he never made it back. Clam, whatever. And Kaepernick, he's still on one knee, so that is what it is. But as far as guys on that list who I really, really, really think has a chance to come back, Purdy definitely has a chance. I mean, he was right there. He had the opportunity in the playoffs to come on back, and he choked. And it was all Sam Darnold. Sorry, wrong.
Wow,
wrong.
Sam Bradford, you're going back a few years there.
That's one I never has been. Especially for a number one pick. Damn. Goff, I don't know. I'm worried about the Lions now. Did they just miss their window to possibly go to the Super Bowl? I want to say no. I still think they're going to get over this shit year. I think Goff could definitely be back. As
Okay.
far as Burrow, dude, that team is. I don't even know if they can make it back to the playoffs. I don't know what that team's doing half the time. Great offense. I just don't think the GM knows what the heck they're doing to get any defense other than that. What Hendrickson or whatever his name is, or Hendrick,
Trey
whatever.
Hendrickson, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be traded too, and then you definitely have nobody on defense. So yeah, I don't know that Burrow goes back.
Yeah, but
unless
what
he
I said,
switches teams.
I said I think Burrow will be back, but I didn't say with what team.
Okay.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's
I
my
kinda-
hot take.
I agree with you guys there. I think Burrow, you got both talked about him. He goes back, but definitely not with the Bengals. The Bengals are probably going to have to do what's best for their organization and try to get something in return for him and allow him to go somewhere else. But
Mhm.
you guys brought a great point up, is Billy especially. So, hot take, where would you like to see Burrow go?
Oh, it's easy for me.
Yeah?
Don't say it.
Say it.
Don't say it.
Luca, what is it, Luca? Go ahead.
I think it'd be great if you was a Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
God damn right. Get rid of Love. And
I mean, who wouldn't want Burrow as their quarterback for their franchise? Get
Oh,
the fuck
man.
out
All
of
right.
here.
Okay. Let me answer the question for real. I don't even know. I don't really pay attention to salary cap, all that kind of shit like you guys do. I'm just gonna throw it out there. The Dolphins, because scrambled egg brain Tua is probably done. The backup Ewers or whatever his name is, he showed some promise in his last game. But sure, send him to Miami. They need a quarterback.
Okay.
Maybe Arizona, because Kyler Murray is probably gonna be gone, or I don't even know that situation. But that's my two guesses.
Just to hop in here real quick. So the Miami Dolphins are becoming the Green Bay Packers of the South. And I think they're going to go hard after Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis is going to go to Miami.
Easy.
And so anyway, I think that's going to happen.
That makes sense.
But I do love the idea.
Hafley's already come out and said he's going to go after him.
Yeah. So I think that happens. But I love the idea of getting him to Green Bay. So move on from Jordan Love, bring in Joe Burrow. Yeah. But can we keep Joe Burrow healthy? So
yeah. I read a rumor that the Vikings were going to try to make a play at Burrow.
What?
I read that somewhere. I don't know if that was a rumor page or a meme
rumor.
page, or if it was actually legit. But I just rolled past real quick. I was like, "Fuck the Vikings, bye."
You obviously rolled past the Vikings spank bank.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cycled up with you, Billy. Like, we must be on the same mental cycle because obviously, like Burrow going to Miami, I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, you throw Burrow in there, you use Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. He's got a great running back, and they got a better defense than what the Bengals do. Makes sense.
I think they could immediately get another additional 3-4 wins, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. That gets them into the playoffs then. So, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you guys for that. I really appreciate your feedback. There was a lot to take in on the Super Bowl, and we're not done with the Super Bowl yet. We got to talk about our favorite commercials. So let's talk about our favorite commercials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up one of your guys' favorite commercials, and I'll let you talk about it. Let's bring up this one. Goodwill Duncan. All right. You ready, Billy?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Talk about your favorite commercial. Why was that your favorite commercial?
Well, I make the same mistake every Super Bowl, is that I always get up during the commercials to get a drink refill or get some snacks, run to the bathroom. I always forget we have to watch the commercial. So I almost missed this. And I just like this commercial because, first of all, I like Ben Affleck and I like Matt Damon. I like that duo and everything. But this was just 90s TV nostalgia.
Yeah,
I mean, you got Urkel in there.
Yeah.
Carlton
Banks. Come on.
Joey Tribbiani. Whatever the guy's name from Seinfeld was. I thought it was just an awesome commercial. Then at the end, the cameo with Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
And he's not Jerry Seinfeld, but he's on Seinfeld. Jason Alexander.
Yeah, Jason Alexander.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
He was in the commercial? Oh, I missed that.
He's right there in the picture.
The guy next to Affleck.
Yeah. You know,
You're,
Urkel's in
you're
between.
talking about Joey from Friends?
No,
He's
no,
at
no.
he's what the
Oh
fuck
no,
are you
George
talking
Costanza. Oh my gosh. I don't fucking either. Oh my gosh. Never mind.
Anyway,
Ignore
and
me.
then the end when Jennifer Aniston is like through the window and then you had the cameo from Tom Brady. I just thought it was a cool
Yep.
commercial. It was funny.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that was my favorite.
Okay. Oh, very cool. Love it. Thank you for that. Luca, we're going to bring up yours. Just give me 1 minute. All right. Yours was, in fact, what'd you send me? That's not working. Why isn't yours working?
I don't know.
Luca, dang it. All right. While I quick try to fix this, I'll bring up mine. All right. I'm going to bring up mine, which was the Budweiser commercial. It was probably their best commercial that they've had. Like it says there, in decades. But you know, when the bird falls out, right? You're like, well, what kind of bird is it, right? And turns out it was an eagle. And how American is that? And then you give a horse with wings. It looks all anyway. I've always been a fan of eagles. I got one on my arm. But the way it felt like Budweiser was trying to connect with their pro-American, you know, just good feeling vibes, right? There wasn't anything to it to make anybody mad, I guess. And I can appreciate that. So this was definitely my favorite commercial. There were some good ones. I think they could have been better. I feel like they're so hard nowadays to try and just how do you top the things that we saw from the late 90s, right? Like they were so good. So
there's
right.
definitely nothing more American than a Pegasus just flying through the wind.
Exactly. All right, Luca, gonna bring yours up here. All right, now I got it to work. You go right ahead. Tell us why this was your favorite commercial in the Super Bowl.
This, believe it or not, it's a Cadillac commercial, but it's not just a normal Cadillac commercial. It's the launch of their F1 car. And for those who don't know, Cadillac is coming back to or going to Formula One. They have a team. America is going to be in Formula One. We're going to take it over with a Mexican and a Finnish guy driving behind the wheel. I think this is like the most badass way to show, like, hey, this is what our car is going to look like for the next year. This is something that they do every year. But to just be like, we're Cadillac. Let's throw our money out there and just waste all this money on a Super Bowl commercial to launch how our car is going to look when all you could do is throw up a little Instagram reel and be like, hey, here's our car for the year. Like, that's so badass. This has never been done before. So for me to see this, I was like, wow, that's pretty sick. And of course, you can see number 11 there. Number 11 here, Checo. He's my driver. He's now a Cadillac driver. I am extremely excited. I hope America and Cadillac just dominate the field in Formula One. I hope more Americans start to get into Formula One rather than NASCAR, because NASCAR's just here in the United States. F1's global. Almost 1 billion people watch it every single year. That's 1/8 of the population of Earth watch Formula One. And just to stomp down all their throats with a badass Cadillac, come on, man. How sick is that? There's nothing like peacocking than throwing millions away on a Super Bowl ad. I thought it was pretty cool and pretty original. First time it's ever been done.
All right, that's fair. And for everyone watching, we do have Luca has some Formula One videos out there. If you ever want to learn a little bit more, go onto our channel. Luca's got some F1 stuff out there, so that's cool. That's kind of awesome how that.
Been on it.
Yeah, and I just think it's kind of cool how it resonated with you so much. Like Formula One is a very, like I said, very specific thing, not quite to America. So the fact that it was there, they're reaching out, pretty cool. I guess I didn't realize that Cadillacs were still kind of a thing. I mean, Cadillac.
Hey, they got some badass Cadillacs out there.
So yeah, good to know. Well, I think that finishes up Super Bowl 60 for us, fellas. Have you seen the logo for Super Bowl 61? I'm going to bring it up, and then I want to get you guys' thoughts on whether this is in fact leaking out next year's leak. Like, it's scripted. It's who's going to win, right? Like, so right now, that's the logo. Super Bowl 61. It's going to be at SoFi. So you got this orange and yellow color, but with this blue and wave, tidal wave kind of thing. And DraftKings put this together. They're thinking these are the teams that I'm going to hide this real quick. These are the teams they think are going to be in the Super Bowl, like per colors. What are your thoughts on this, Billy? What stands out to you right away about the fact that it's an orange and green type logo? And does that leak any script for you?
Well, what stands out to me is that they put the Cleveland Browns logo on there, and that sure as shit's not happening.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I am looking at Jaguars Broncos.
Oh, well,
because fuck the Bears.
Really?
And the Bengals aren't there yet. We just talked about that.
So Jaguars, Broncos, Browns, and Bengals are all AFC.
That was a trick.
Okay. Yep.
No, I fucked that up. No, you're right. Shit.
Okay.
Shit. I didn't think about AFC. See, this is why I'm the weakest link on this shit, because I don't think about these kind of things.
Well, I think unfortunately it makes it to where it can only be an NFC team is orange, which limits it to the Bears, which I hate that. I don't like that at all. So
I don't know what to say. I mean,
the blue team could be NFC, I guess, where you got the Eagles and the Seahawks again.
The Seahawks just won.
Mm-hmm.
A repeat. I feel like that's too light of a color. That to me,
I do too.
That wave that screams beach. So I'm thinking Miami. Which, I mean, let's be real. That's why I said Jaguars and I said Broncos like a fucking idiot. But
you're good. You're good.
Jaguars, Bears. God damn it, that sucks.
That sucks. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Luca, thoughts?
Yeah, it could definitely be Broncos versus Seattle, but let me do this for everybody out there that chugs a lot of something out there. These Chicago Bears are going to go to a Super Bowl because, we're in the Super Bowl logo. We're going to go ahead and one by eat these Chicago dogs, we're going to be the greatest with our painted fingernails. It's a whole revolution there in Chicago. We're the greatest thing since sliced bread. 85 all over again. Let's go, Mike. Fuck the Bears. They're not going to be in it.
Wow.
It's going to be Broncos. Okay. It's going to be Seattle. I think it's solid.
All right. Hey, I know there's been a lot of the script stuff with Super Bowl logos. I'm not a fan of this one at all. I mean, ew. All of it is just ew to me, right? So anyway, it's at SoFi. It's in California. You know what? Maybe we get that Rodgers versus Jordan Love Super Bowl 61. Billy, you and I talked a little bit about it, is that the Packers were in Super Bowl 1. They were in Super Bowl 31. Can they be in Super Bowl 61? That's my hope. And maybe that's why there's that little yellow outline there. Maybe that's for the Packers. Maybe it's for the Steelers.
Two California boys going back to California, duking out, the master and the protege.
Yep.
One of the best pastors in NFL history to severely overrated. So,
yep. My thoughts exactly.
Nobody would hate that Super Bowl at all.
No, right?
No, actually, I think that would be a pretty watched Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, Steelers, Packers again. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, all right, I want to switch gears here completely. We talked a lot about Super Bowls, a lot about NFL. But over the last week, we did have the NBA trade deadline. We're not going to go real deep into that, but what we do want to talk about is the fact that Giannis wants to stay in Milwaukee. So I'm going to toss this up to you guys to talk back and forth. I haven't done my homework here. I'm not very smart in like who's up in the NBA anymore, so I'm going to let you guys go on this one. Talk to me. Tell me all about why did Giannis want to stay now? Is he going to stay? Is he, when does Giannis get traded? You guys let me know. I want to hear this because I'm a dumbass in basketball right now. So bring me up to speed.
Luca, you're wearing the Buck shirt, man.
You go first.
All right. So I called that shit last week, and I said he's not going to get traded by the deadline. Yep, I was pretty proud of myself because there's not a lot of things I get right. Apparently, the NFC, AFC is one of them. But my predictions aren't normally that accurate. But that one, I was like, all right, hell yeah.
Take credit, man. Yeah.
Does he get traded in the offseason? Who knows? I don't know. I'm just gonna roll I'm just gonna roll with it and say, nah, he's gonna stay. He's gonna prove everybody wrong. My conspiracy on this is that when I told you I won a whopping $4 on my Super Bowl bet, I used that call sheet app or that whatever it is.
Oh shit!
You know where I'm going with this?
Yes.
Were you gonna talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, okay. Little does everybody know. Well, now everybody knows Giannis is now a shareholder in Kalashi. What are the chances they trolled Shams because everybody hates him, and it was all a play for Giannis to make a huge thing, a huge deal on this site and everything to stay where he's at and have everybody betting, and so many people were betting on there because it wasn't on FanDuel, it wasn't on DraftKings, it was all a ploy for them to just get this site going. And just so happens to come out the day after the trade deadline that he's majority stakeholder of it. You like, get out of here, man. They trolled Shams so badly, and now they're going, oh, is it going to happen again at the end of the year? You know what? With Giannis majority stakeholder, who knows? I'm right there, Billy.
Yep.
Is that where you placed the bet? That's what the $4 that you won?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sick.
I kept getting ads for it. I was like, let me just try and see what happens. I threw like $20 in there earlier in the year, lost it. And then I said, fuck this. And then I got a push notification from them saying, you haven't been here in a while. Here's a $10 free bonus bet. All right, I'm just going to throw it all in Seattle because whatever. And then that's how I won. So, but then, yeah, of course, now because I'm using the app or whatever, I'm getting all of it in my social media feeds. And that's when I saw that. I was like, well, hot damn. Could you imagine?
Maybe we need to have a bet on whether this podcast goes viral or not. And maybe that gets enough people to like watch it. Nah, it's not going to go viral. Hey, at least you're watching then and you're betting on it. Or, yeah, it's going to go viral. Well, then 50, 6, 7.
Yeah. Well,
6.
the thing is, how can Shams be that bad at his job and be hated by that many people and still be employed? I mean, bring back Woj at this point. And I just can't believe someone is that bad at making their predictions. I feel like the news is all about clickbait. I mean, what an uneducated fool.
You know who that sounds like? That sounds like Field Yates.
Yeah.
How does that guy still have a job?
Whatever happened to Peter Windhorst, the big guy? Like, he represented us big guys, a white big guy in a black sport, breaking all the news, and he was always right. Like, what happened to that guy? Where did he go?
I think Kendrick Perkins ate him.
Oh, Jesus. Well, damn. All right. Okay, let me ask a question. I did read this online that one of the reasons Giannis wanted to stay in Milwaukee is because Milwaukee is the only team that will allow Thanasis to stay on the roster. Is that got some merit? I read that. I figured you guys might know. Help me out on this one. Is that part of it? You think that because nobody else is going to take on Thanasis
and Alex? Yeah. I don't think you're wrong.
Is one of them in the with the Wisconsin Herd in the G League?
With the Herd. And I don't think Alex is bad. I mean, he was with the Lakers. He has a championship.
He was with the Lakers. Okay. All right.
He got the bubble championship. I think he's good. Like, you watch him play, he's pretty good. The Herd have Victor Oladipo sitting down there. Like, how the heck are some of these guys down there in the G League and not brought up? I think Alex is quite the player. I think he's getting to that point where he's starting to develop a little bit more. You're not going to know what you're made of unless you get called up to play a little bit more with the evolution of his game. I think him being side by side with Giannis on the bench could actually mean something, whereas Thanasis is a little bit older by a couple of years. He's got his position. He's going to be where he's at. He could literally be the next Draymond Green and be that enforcer, but he's way too nice. Mm-hmm. And he's too busy having a good time and just happy to be there. Yeah. These guys all have roles, and it's time to evolve Alex. Yeah, no other teams want him. There's talent there. It's just keeping the brothers together. You got to bring them up together. and I'd like to see that in Milwaukee.
Me too. You know, if Bronny Jr. can get play time, you can't tell me that Alex doesn't have the same skill level or the potential.
Right.
I mean,
right. Yeah.
So I want to see it too. I would love to see all three of the brothers just like on the court.
Okay.
That'd be fucking
Remember
rad.
in the beginning of the year when all those things were like, Bronny's the next big thing. And here he is regressing. He's now played in the same amount of games of all of last year, 27. And he's averaging less points from 2.3 down to 1.9, I think. Like, that's less than a bucket every game. And you see all of this stuff in the beginning of the game of how he's trying to mimic his dad, throw the ball up in the air. And they're
just
all
going
like,
to say that. Like, that guy's a fucking corn cob.
So dumb.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, just get out of your daddy's shadow. Like, talk about nepotism at its finest right there. Jesus.
Yep. Okay, so all right, so we kind of think that maybe that's one reason he also wants to stay in Milwaukee. I want to get this. He posted this. He talked about Sham, right? And but so they actually like what's the word I'm looking for? They actually like trolled him per se.
Yeah.
You know, with this where so Giannis posted legends don't chase, they attract. And he posted with this Wolf of Wall Street where he's like, I'm not fucking leaving or something.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys take from that? Like, was that a subtle shot at Shams or Sham, whatever you call him? And what are your thoughts on, do you think he's in it for the long haul now?
I'm fanboying. I'm saying yes. He said so many times, I want to retire as a Buck. He loves the city. This is the team that drafted him. This is the team that believed in him. Through all those years. I think loyalty runs deep in Giannis. And I think it's a shade. It's throwing shade at that Shams idiot. But I also think that's also shade to just the other players in the NBA that just like to bolt and form super teams.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's just saying like, look, I'm built different. I finish what I start. I don't just run away like LeBron or James Harden, Kevin Durant. May I go on? He's like an old G. He wants to take a page out of Jordan's book, Kobe Bryant's book, Dirk's book, and he wants to be with the team forever. So I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm just throwing all my dice on it, and maybe I'll take my $4 winnings plus that 10 bonus bet on Kelce, and I'll bet that he stays in Milwaukee for the rest of his career.
All right. I love it. Luca, finish us off here. What do we got?
He's got to stay. He is the GOAT of Milwaukee. He's going to go down as having every single record. He's brought us a championship. He's going to finish what Kareem started. I think there is a strong chance if he stays and if he's patient, yeah, he attracts. I mean, look at, we just signed Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas clearly didn't want to be in New Jersey. He was done with it. He's like, I just want out. I mean, that's kind of a real horrible way to get yourself out of a team. But at the same sense, look at the team. It slowly build around Giannis now. Giannis needs to be the focal point. It's not supposed to be a 1A or 1B because no matter how you looked at Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, they still weren't on his level. Dame is on his level. Having these top tier guys are on his level. That just doesn't mesh right. With Dame, we got to see it just didn't mesh right. Miles Turner is a great 1A, but it's a different type of focus of 1A. So now as soon as we clear out some cap space here, sorry, Kuz, you're going to go. Yeah. Sorry, Bobby. I don't know what you're doing anymore, but I have a feeling you're going to go. And we clear up some of the cap space. We get rid of Dame's $25 million. And watch out in the next couple of years. Plus, we're going to have some first-round draft picks. Sky's the limit for what could happen. Hey, maybe he understands the reset. Maybe the Bucks are helping him invest in different ways and helping out his family make money too and invest in the family.
Okay.
I don't see him going, this is just such an amazing, beautiful story for this family who has been through quite a bit, and to be where they're at right now, to not even be on the lottery floor and be up in the stands, not even get that invite to where he is at now. Like, no fans will love him nearly as much as what any other set of fans out there will. Like you're expected to go to what, Minnesota, LA, anywhere else,
Yeah.
and expect to have that many fans have your back. Get out. They just want something from you. They don't actually have love for you. So Giannis leaving,
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Thank you guys for bringing me up to speed. Like I said, I am kind of a dumbass in basketball now, so appreciated that. I did not do my homework, and basketball's not quite my thing. So, although I do know Giannis, I do hope he stays and finishes out his career here in Milwaukee.
You may not know basketball, but you had no problem talking shit after UNC won against Duke the other night.
I have
That
to.
that was quite the shot.
Mhm. That was a pretty good shot. We've just always had that rivalry, Duke UNC. So it was So okay. We're getting to the back half. We're almost finishing up here. I do want to we got to get back to football real quick. I want to talk about the NFL. Over Super Bowl week, right? They did talk about they did release their Hall of Famer, or not released, but they talked about who is going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. Real quick, this year's Hall of Fame inductees are going to be Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri, a kicker, Roger Craig, running back from the 49ers, and Luke Kuechly. He's also got some CTE. I think he got up before it got too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But
that poor guy.
So that's our class of 2026. Anyone have anything they want to talk about real quick on these guys? It's kind of cool to see Larry Fitzgerald. We talked about it. You guys talked about it last week. The closest thing the Vikings are going to have to a Hall of Famer anytime soon is their old ball boy. So, but the thing I do want to bring up on this is because I think, right, like there's a lot to unpack here with the fact that there were some snubs. There were some snubs this year, and I think we need to talk about that. So let's talk about.
Can I say one thing about the guys who did make it in?
Yeah.
In full honesty, I think it is a sham on how long it took Roger Craig to even make it in.
Yeah.
When you throw him up there, and we first talked about it, I was like, thought he was already in.
Right?
Yeah. Like to see that he just now made it, I'm like, golly, man, that's harsh. He was great.
Yeah, agreed. Well, okay, so he was what we would call a snub for quite some time. And I'm just going to go through the list of what we currently, finalists who did not make it. We got Willie Anderson, Yari Evans, Frank Gore, who, mind you, is third on the all-time rushing list. Torrey Holt, this guy, Eli Manning, won 2 Super Bowls, beat Tom Brady in both of them. There's Reggie Wayne, Kevin Williams, Jason Witten's on there yet, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yanda. So, of this, who was the biggest snub, in your guys' opinion, to not make the Hall of Fame this year? Billy, I want to start with you.
How do you think Reggie Wayne feels knowing that the kicker that was his teammate kicker got him before him? That's
Yep.
I'm just gonna say it. I think you got him pictured right there. I think that's the biggest one that stands out to me is Eli. I'm kind of shocked by that. First year, I get. And then we talked about this last year when he got snubbed the first year, and we said he'll be in by year 2, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of surprised he didn't get in again. And yes, I mean, I know his record wasn't that good, but he's still a 2-time Super Bowl winner, Iron Man. Like he didn't really miss a lot of games. That one's shocked. And plus, the Manning name carries a lot of weight. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't just fold on that.
Yeah.
No, those are great points. You mentioned it there a little bit about his record, right? He's kind of a 500 quarterback. His touchdown to interception ratio, I think, is almost even. So it's not like he was, amazing that way. So maybe that's what's holding him back from making it? I don't know. But that was a good point, Billy. I'm glad you brought that up. Luca, what are your thoughts?
In full honesty, I thought Frank Gore was still playing. So I was surprised to see he was on there. But also to add into how bad I think Eli got snubbed. He has over 300 touchdown passes. in the day, we were talking about how crazy it was. Fran Tarkington over 300 touchdown passes. Like, if you could do 300, that was great. What Dan Marino did by getting over 400 was absolutely insane. And we didn't know if we were ever going to see that happen. So for 300 to be a good quarterback, that should be Hall of Fame worthy. But he adds on the 2 Super Bowls. So how he's not in, it boggles my mind. The other one that I'm going to point out, Jason Witten. This isn't his first year, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it's his first year or not.
You know what? That's another one where if it is his first year, okay, fine. I thought it was his second year, just like Eli. That's another one where if he doesn't make it in the next year or two, I'm going to be shocked. The guy just showed up. He didn't do anything as far as winning Super Bowls or anything. There's a lot of guys who have not won Super Bowls that have made the Hall of Fame. Just put together numbers. He carried Tony Romo for how many years? He also helped out Dak in the beginning of his career. The guy just showed up every single week, and that's what you're rewarding by Hall of Fame, the guys who show up every week. Well, he's got to be one that gets put in there at least in the next year or two.
Okay, so let's hold on to that for a second, and let's take a look at this. These are the guys that could bump him again next year. These are some of the notable players. You got Adrian Peterson, Rob Gronkowski, Richard Sherman, Big Ben, Cam Newton, Andre Whitworth, Gerald McCoy, and Mr. CTE himself, Antonio Brown. So
no way Antonio Brown's getting in.
No, no, I don't think he ever makes
his social media antics and how he there's no fucking way.
Yeah. But those first 7 guys there that we talked about, those could bump Eli.
Cam Newton, for real?
Well, okay, maybe not Cam Newton.
If Cam Newton gets into the Hall of Fame before Eli Manning, I'm gonna really question people making these decisions. Yeah. Adrian Peterson, I get it. Gronk, yes. Whitworth, yes, absolutely. Big Ben, again, that one's kind of like.
Well, he's got them 2 Super Bowls as well,
right?
And he did a little bit better than Eli as well.
Yeah.
So I mean I think right there, Big Ben and Gronk are the 2 that hold Witten and Eli back for another year easily.
That could.
I mean, who are you picking out of those? Big Ben, Gronk over Eli and Witten. What do you guys think?
I'm picking Big Ben and Gronk.
How many get in?
I think they changed it. It used to be a certain number, but now you have to get 75 or 80% of the votes to get in. So they did something very similar to baseball.
Okay. So then, how many players get elected each year?
So this year was 5. It's been more. I think it's been.
Okay.
I don't think it's ever been less than 5 though.
So it can vary every year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shit.
I know, right?
I don't see AP getting in. I don't know about Richard Sherman. Andrew Whitworth, to be honest, I didn't really know who he was until he was on TV.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's a Super Bowl or a Hall of Fame worthy. He was good. He was very good, but not ahead of some of these other players.
I think Cam Newton's hats make it in before he does.
Jesus.
In full honesty.
There's it's serious. Fucking Cam Newton, for real. I'd say Adrian Peterson and Gronk for sure get in as first ballots.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's that. I think this is kind of a disappointing list, to be honest.
Agreed. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I am in agreement with you there. Yep. Okay, well, let's move on from the Hall of Fame, and let me remove that one too. So let's move on to our favorite part of the show. It is time for our franchise bench cut, and we're going to actually keep it kind of Super Bowl biased here. So we are going to move franchise bench cut, and I'm going to bring up 3 Super Bowl MVPs for you. Okay, 3 different, but only 2 different positions. So I'm going to throw you off a little bit because it's not just one position; it's 2. All right. So if we're looking for franchise bench cut, these 3 guys: Tom Brady, Terrell Davis, or Steve Young. Tom Brady was a 5-time Super Bowl MVP. Terrell Davis in his Super Bowl 32, actually. Super Bowl 33, sorry. 157 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Steve Young in Super Bowl 29 had 6 passing touchdowns. So you guys, out of Super Bowl MVPs, have to franchise bench cut these guys. Let me know your thoughts. Luca, let's start here with you. Who are you franchising, benching, and cutting out of this list of Super Bowl MVPs?
I really hope I take what Billy wants to say. We've been cycled up with our menstrual cycle for a little bit here. Thoughts? I'm gonna go and cut Tom Brady. I'm gonna cut. I can't even say it. Yep, I'm gonna do that. Only because a lot of his stuff was Deflategate and other stuff of that sort. It's a little bit of collusion.
Okay.
I'm over it. I'm
So you're
going
gonna
to
cut Tom Brady?
I'm going to cut Brady.
Wow.
Yeah, unpopular opinion. That's strong, but I also think he had team help for a lot of that stuff. I don't know. That was stupid what I said. Terrell Davis, I'm going to put him on the bench just because he could show up. I mean, 30 carries, that's a workload. 157 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, man, that's a workload. But not nearly as prime as Steve Young. If you could have Steve Young, and I'm just thinking every single year in the Super Bowl, have 325 yards passing and 6 touchdowns. You got guys getting open. He had receivers. He had Jerry Rice. I don't think he had Terrell Owens, did he?
He did.
No, that was after. That
98. It was after.
Yeah.
Yes, it was after Super Bowl 29.
He had some great talent out there. And you know what? I got to give the California boy a little bit of credit as far as what he did for performances on the field. There was a time in the 90s where we did not like the Niners. So I'm going to give him a little bit of respect that he deserves. And I'm going to franchise him because I definitely think, man, if you could have him back to back just in a Super Bowl with that type of performance, that's sick. And by the way, fuck the Patriots, so fuck Brady.
All right. Luca makes his feelings known. Fuck the Patriots. All right, Billy, you're up. What are you doing here? Franchise, bench cut those guys.
I'm going to say during that run, I loved Steve Young as a kid. I loved how he was tough. I loved how he ran. Yes. For some reason, I thought it was cool. He threw left-handed. I mean, I rooted for them in that Super Bowl because when I was a kid, you always like your players and stuff. Like I had a Super Bowl hat of when the Niners won. So I was a Steve Young fan.
Oh, okay.
Because of that, he's never being cut.
Ooh, there you go.
Him. So I'm going to franchise Brady just because the resume speaks for itself. The GOAT, arguably, and I do agree with Lucas. He got a lot of help. He got help from I can't think of his name. He got
deflated balls.
The kicker. He got help from Malcolm. He got help from Butler.
Yep.
But he also orchestrated a comeback from a 28-3 against a Falcons team. So he's got that leadership qualities in him. So I'm gonna franchise Brady. I'm gonna bench Steve Young, and I'm gonna cut bitch ass Terrell Owens on the Broncos because I'm still salty about Super Bowl 32. But more importantly, because the running backs lifespan in the NFL is short and could be even shorter than expected because they're workhorses. They can be injured quick, and I don't want to franchise someone on that, nor do I want to take up bench space with that. So I'd rather have 2 great quarterbacks, and I will start over at running back. So franchise Brady, bench Steve Young, and I'm going to cut Terrell Davis.
Wow.
That's awesome.
T-West, I got to ask who you got.
I was hoping to cut this off before I had to answer this because this is too good for me. This one has so I honestly, if I'm using it for just a Super Bowl, one Super Bowl, I'm going to take Steve Young. I'm going to franchise Steve Young. And I'm going to bench Terrell Davis, and I'm going to cut Tom Brady. That being said, that's for one Super Bowl. Like if every game is a Super Bowl, I'm taking Steve Young. Tom Brady was great, and Billy made a great point about the 28-3. He orchestrated that, right? Like, he brought these guys back. He was a 5-time Super Bowl MVP. That's hard to top. But when I went back and I nerded out a little bit and I looked at, stats for the Super Bowls, and I'm comparing Steve Young with 6 passing touchdowns. Tom Brady had his good games, but there's just nothing compared to that, right? Like, so if I can have Steve Young, like Billy, like you said, was a running quarterback as well, running and throw, I'll take him. So I'll do, that's the route I would go. I would franchise Young. I would bench Terrell Davis, even though I hate that because, yes, like you said, Billy, they beat us. Fuck the Broncos. I hate them so much. And now I'll cut Brady. So
wow. I never thought
I
of
like
any of our
that.
mouths cutting Tom Brady would even come out of it. Wow.
right? It doesn't feel right. That's for sure. Yeah.
You gotta love the fact that, I mean, okay, look at how many Super Bowls that Tom Brady won. He never made anybody cry. Steve Young made Junior Seau cry. He
Well,
almost went suicidal because of it. It was
he did.
insane what he did to. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That
Fuck
was
you, Steve Young.
a
I'm
little
cutting you now.
ill-placed. I think Junior was diagnosed with CTE. So,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
That
think
game
he
fucked
did
him.
the whole.
yeah.
He's for the sake of not being too graphic on this kids show. He protected his head when he did that, so he could donate his brain to science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's crazy though. Like, you look at Luke Kuechly. My last memory of him is like him being carted off crying because of how hard he got hit. And you just see all these guys with the Guardian caps, like Dobbs. Everybody can make fun of him. I'm like, make it bigger. Maybe the ball will stick to it eventually, and you won't drop the ball. And
Ooh.
don't care. Don't care as long as you can run. And you don't like run like a bobblehead like this. Great, love it.
Yeah.
Protect these guys.
Protect them. Yep. I mean, you look at a guy. Do you guys remember Brian Cushing from the Houston Texans?
Another one.
That guy, I'm surprised, hasn't gone off the. And I'm not trying to talk shit, but there's videos of him, like headbutting people without a helmet on.
Yeah.
And just the roid rage and everything, like it's coming. So watch out.
I mean, it's like they say it's like getting put in a car accident every single time.
Yeah.
My goodness. Like, whatever
That's
the
a
NFL
lot.
is doing to at least protect these players, we want to be like, oh, back in the 70s and 80s when they're showing the intro commercial, how every one of them would be a flag. How many of those guys still remember playing? Like, at least now they're trying to help them invest, trying to help them, like, remember what they ate yesterday and protect them so that they have life after football.
Agreed.
How is that not a sound investment into the people that are out there, especially with how these athletes are evolving every single year to be faster, to be stronger, to do more than what they did in the previous year? Like, there's got to be a breaking point of where you got to just protect your investment.
Agreed. Well said, Luca. You know what, guys? I absolutely loved your takes. Learned a lot myself. So it was really fun to hear what you had to say. That's it for today, though. We are at time. It was another fun episode. But now football's over pretty much. So we kind of got to wait until free agency to bring that back up. So we're going to have to do what the dream teams do and pivot. We're going to have to pivot into talking about something else, some other sports.
I think you're wearing the hat.
Baseball, they reported today. Today. We do have basketball. I'll try to learn myself up a little bit more on the basketball, so we can talk a little bit more about that. But it's football's over. Unless you guys really want to talk about the UFL, I don't know about that. I ain't got time for that.
Maybe we gotta talk about the Olympics and that.
There you go. We have the Olympics. The curling team is in the gold medal match. So here we go.
Just go watch the girls doing the skeleton luge thing. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you go do that? I'm gonna go not do that. I'm gonna go to bed, actually. So, but anyway, guys, I really appreciate you coming on again. It was a great episode. I look forward to seeing you next week. But until that time, tell your parents we say hi.
Yeah, tell your mom I said hi.
Tune into the phone. Let's get it. Let's get it.